and over and over again.
Okay, it's good to go.
All right, guys, happy Saturday. It's the 25th of October. We are nearing the end of the year and we are going to get stuck into our Build and Grow blueprint for the ANZ collaboration. So get your pens and paper ready. Ask any questions you want in this chat. My name is Amy, and you've got plenty of execs and your uplines on this call today to help you. Please let me know if there's anything that I can do to make this experience better for you. And I'm going to press play.
Hello. I want to welcome each and every one of you to our Build and Grow Blueprint training for this month. Now, listen, I don't know about you, but if you're anything like me, I've got growing expenses, growing things in my life, and having an extra zero at the end of any page.
Oh, muted.
I've got four incredible colleagues who are going to bring to you some really amazing tips, tools, suggestions, and ways to make that happen. So if you're ready, I hope you're locked in. I hope you've got some paper and pencils, pens, whatever you need, even your phone. Take down notes because the information you get today is going to help that happen. So we're going to get ready to turn action into income. And the first way we'll do that is me bringing on my colleague, Tori Hill. Now, listen, we've been friends for over 14 years. And I got to tell you, she's going to give you the ins and outs of the follow-up. The first skill that she believes is going to take this to the next level. So, Tori, take it away.
Hey family, Tori Hill, and I get to talk to you today about the follow-up. I truthfully believe the fortune's in the follow-up. We were introduced to this 15 years ago, October of 2010. Our first response was, no, thank you, not interested. But we didn't have the belief, we didn't have the knowledge, we had no idea what this was all about. But here's what happened. The person that introduced us followed up with us for 5 months. What if he would have stopped and not have kept following up with us? I promise you, I don't know where Tim and I would be today, because what's happened doing this business for 15 years has moved my family forward. Health, finance, and time. So the fortune is in the follow-up. Here's what this person taught me. When he followed up for 5 months, he showed me how much he cared. Because, yeah, the first one was about business, products and business, but he kept following up, sometimes just to check on us, sometimes to invite us to dinner, sometimes to invite us to a phone call that was going on, a home meeting, but he did it every single time with his heart. And it showed me how much he cared. So what I did is I put together a PowerPoint because I believe in taking notes. I believe you could take screenshots if you want to, but I want to help you the best way I can. First off, always remember your why. You joined LifeVantage for a specific reason. For me, it was to save my home, save my marriage, improve my health, and so much more. That why has evolved over these past 15 years, but it drives me every single day to be the CEO of my business and work my business every single day. You're here to help others live better, feel their very best, and most importantly, to move their family forward. I have always, and I still do today, lead with love. I follow up with purpose, and I grow through service. Sarah Blakely, she's the one that created Spanx, started in her home, and now has expanded, and she's a billionaire. I think she's such an entrepreneur. She taught me something valuable because I follow her on social media. Sell the problem you solve, not the product. Yes, we're salespeople. We are network marketers. But if you listen carefully to your prospect, you are going to sell the problem you need to solve. For me, it was time. It was to save my home. It was finances. It was health. All of the above has been solved through LifeVantage. So sell the problem you solve by listening to your prospect. And it all starts with ITT. Invite them to a tool, to the team. But now, if they say no, not right now, now you have to follow up. And not just once or twice. Sometimes it takes 5, 10, even more follow-ups. Keep track. I live through a notebook. I'm going to show you so you believe me. It's a binder. It's my follow-up system. My system may not be for you, but it works for me. I'm old school. Every single prospect gets a sheet of loose leaf paper. I grab my ink pen, I'll put their name, I put what video I shared, what information to send them, the date, and I listen and I keep track and notes of what's said. That way, when I call them back, guess what? It shows I listened, it shows I cared, and I can start that conversation with where we left off. I'm going to give you an example. This is my girlfriend, Kelly. She's from here, but lives in Texas and works for a spa. I introduced this, believe it, she's got pages and pages of notes from my follow-ups. But I introduced this March 24th of 2015. I didn't know at the time she was going through some struggles. She lost a child. I took notes of everything, not the whole conversation, but key notes. But I ended that conversation with love and care. And I told her, because she said, no, Tori, I can't put anything on my plate right now. I told her, I respect that. I said, Kelly, is it okay with you? And here's the key. Is it okay with you if I keep you in the loop? She said, absolutely. I said, great. I'm going to give you time. How about I check in with you in a couple of months? She said, perfect. I kept track of that, put it on my calendar, and I'm a person of my word. And I followed up with her in 2 months. But here's the magic. Because life is busy, right? I might have forgot my last conversation with most of my prospects, but I could go back to my notes. I read it and I knew how to start my conversation. I had that appointment set. I followed up with her and I said, hey, Kelly, it's Tori. Last time we talked, you told me what was going on. How are you? I showed her I cared. We caught up a little bit. I introduced her to an opportunity that was going on. I'm looking at my notes. And she said, no, Tori, thank you anyway, but it's not a good time for me. And I told her, I respect that. I'm going to keep you in the loop. How about I check back in with you? And I set that date. I've done this for 10 years, but here's what happened. I called her back on 9/28 of 25 last month. I'm almost ready, she said. And Tori, I have to tell you, thank you so much for always checking in on me. I appreciate you. Give me about another month. I'm going on vacation to Italy, and I'll be going for 2 weeks. So I set the appointment. It's in my calendar, and I'm going to call her, and I know she's going to say yes to the business. I believe in her, and I have followed up for 10 years. What if I would have just said, you know what? Kelly's told me no for 10 years. She's never going to do this. So I'm telling you, she could be the next elite distributor. She knows so many people here, Texas, all over. So the fortune is in the follow-up. And like this says, make sure you note the dates and make sure you write the positive and the negative responses they give you so you know how to contact them next. Shift from selling to serving. People are busy, but that does not mean they're not interested. Your follow-up could be the nudge that changes their life. If we would not have been followed up with for 5 months, guys, I don't know where I would be. And here I am still working my business 15 years later. I love our products, our company, and our community. You have to have a heartfelt follow-up system. Here's just some things that I do. I'm always prompt. I'm a person of my word. You have to show you care because it builds trust. I'm working on a new consultant right now. In fact, we've been texting constantly all day. I use my voice because I want her to hear my excitement. She finally came back with me. Now, I've been following up with her for quite a while. Her name is Dolly. The last part she said is, I think I'm ready. Can you send me a link so I could look at your packages? I sent it right away. I don't wait 24, 48 hours, but in some cases you may have to. Don't wait a week or a month. Be prompt. Send the information when you need to. Be personal. Let them know you are listening. Look at Kelly. I showed her how much I was listening, and I showed her how I care. Be consistent. Consistency shows belief in what you're sharing. And I said it, and I'll say it from the mountaintops. We've got the best products on the market, the best company on the planet, and the best community that people are praying for. Be confident. Confidence is contagious. You are offering hope, health, and an opportunity to help move their families forward. Be heart-centered. They remember how you made them feel. They may not remember what you said or what you shared with them, but they're going to remember how you made them feel. Now, after you've done all these follow-ups, because you've already done ITT, you invited, you used the tool, you used the team, you followed up. With Kelly, for 10 years, guys, I don't need a third-party validator. I already have that. But what I need to do is I need to close with her for this next appointment, because this business is about them. It's not about you, take you out of the picture. You are doing this to help and serve others. Every conversation plants a seed. Some grow right away, some take time, but you got to close it with them. Here's just some examples that I use. I love these two. There are many, many more closes, but I love on a scale of 1 to 10, you're interested in products or you're interested 10 in the business and products. Give me a fair number. They're going to give you the number. If it's 2, you know they need more information about products. Here's the close that I add to that. I'm going to send you this information, and I need to know what else do you need to get that 2 to a 10, because I want to help you. I love this one. Let's get you started. Once you've done everything you need to do and they sound interested, what can I do to help you get started? Guys, it's that simple. So you have to remember the fortunes and the follow-up. If someone's trying to sell you a car, you drive up to a dealership and you're not interested that day, you're just looking, that's what we do. They're going to follow up with you. Car salesmen are good at that. They're not going to follow up with you once or twice. It may be 4 or 5 times until you say yes or no. Fortunes in the follow-up, you're the CEO of your business. Let's go have a follow-up system. I love mine. If you want to know more about it, I may even teach you my follow-up system in my notebook. It's loose leaf paper, it's binders, and it's folders. It's that simple. But come up with a follow-up system. And remember, the no's are no. They're no, not right now. But go change people's lives, move their families forward.
Wow, wow, wow.
Can I pause it there for a second, guys? Does anyone have a follow-up system that they'd like to share? Joyce, I'm sure you've got one.
Well, my follow-up system really is consistently just, so what I do, I connect with them before they get their product. So I'll just say, like, have you got your product? So when they get their product, 3 days after, 7 days after, and then during that time, I just say hi and whatever it is, the resources, because especially for people who are new customers or new consultants, they really need to feel that you're there for them. And that's work for me.
Amazing. Thank you. Let's go to the next training video.
Brain. Man, I was writing furiously. I hope you were too. Tori, thank you so much for those tips. Look, consistency. That's what I heard. Consistency, confidence, but it's got to come from the heart. When you have heartfelt, consistent, confident actions, the follow-up definitely is where the fortune happens, right? So thank you so much, Tori. You've got some great nuggets in there, and I hope you all took those notes down. Now we got to put them in action. And when we do that, the next piece to this whole puzzle is just going to open up like an oyster. So are you ready for your pearl and the oyster? That's going to be Sandy Tuggle. That's right. Sandy Tuggle's coming to us from Michigan, right? So we've got Louisiana in the house. We also have Michigan in the house. And Sandy's going to break down our Evolve compensation plan in bits and pieces that each of us can walk away with so that we know how to maximize the plan so that our income does maybe get that extra zero on the back end. So Sandy, all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Sandy Tuggle here, and I am honored to be able to do a training with you today on our amazing Evolve compensation plan. I've been a consultant with LifeVantage for a little over 5 years now, and back when they changed our plan over from our old plan to what we now know as Evolve, during the month that we changed over, my paycheck literally doubled. So I have so much appreciation for this plan. Being a numbers person, I really wanted to dive in and understand it as best that I could, and so I could help my team strategize on how to maximize it and how I could do that for myself as well. So we're going to walk through quite a few details today. The first document I'm going to show you is our income disclosure statement. I love to reference this document, whether I'm helping doing goal setting with my team or maybe talking with a prospect. This is all transparent information. And the columns that I really like to focus in on is this average monthly commissions at paid rank, and then also the average number of months to achieve the rank. So, there's some pretty significant income here. And when people see this, it's a very, very helpful tool. So the Evolve Possibilities Pathway, LifeVantage has really set up some pivotal ranks in the company and some really nice goals for people to move along the path. We're not going to discuss really the launch bonuses or the rank advancement bonuses, but just know that during a new consultant's launch period, which is their enrollment month plus 3 months, there are some really good bonuses and on the table. So just make sure that you understand that so you can help your new consultants get off to a really good start. So where does our volume come from? Each product in our catalog has a volume assigned to it. So when those products sell either through customer sales or through consultant purchases, that volume is what comes up through our organizations. And how does our business grow? This is really important. Customers are going to add to our business. Very, very important. Consultants are going to multiply our business. And we're going to talk about both. So first, I'm going to talk about customer acquisition and how we are paid on our customer sales. Each product or each bundle or stack is assigned this SV amount right here. You can see this premium stack is at $240. There's also a difference between the consultant price and the price that our customer pays. We always want to encourage our customers to order on subscription. Not only are they going to have better results when they're consistent with the products, they're also going to get a discount for being on subscription. And for the longevity of our business is really rooted in subscriptions. So we want to be paid not only on the first order, but every order every month after that as well. So we're going to look at this customer sales profit right here, which is the difference between the consultant price and the price that the customer pays. I'm going to base all of this on subscription because that's what we want to encourage is the subscription. So there's going to be this difference here between consultant pricing and subscription pricing. There's also going to be this SV right here. So as your customer base grows, you are eligible to earn additional commissions on all of your customers. So LifeVantage is going to total up all of your customer SB or CSV at the end of the month. And that will determine what we call your seller title. So you can earn from an extra 5% all the way up to an additional 20% on all of the CSV of all of your customers together at the end of the month. So always going to earn the sales profit. And then on top of that, depending on how large your customer base is, you can earn additional commissions. And let's see what that looks like a little bit closer. So here we are. We'll stick with the same stack. The product markup between consultant and customer subscription is $37.50. So right off the bat, you're going to earn the $37.50. And then depending on your customer volume, if you're in Onyx, you're going to earn an extra $12, equaling $49.50. And then all the way up to Diamond, where if you're a Diamond seller, you're earning the $37.50 plus an additional $48, which would bring you to $85.50 for every stack that you sold. Let's take a look at what that would look like as far as how much product we would have to move to become an Onyx all the way up to a triple diamond. We love Vitality Stack. If you wanted to be an Onyx seller selling Vitality Stacks, you would have to sell 4 Vitality Stacks to be an Onyx, 32 to be a diamond. And what I really love is the more products that we bundle for someone, the more benefits they're going to have. And that also increases our sales volume. So one of my favorites down here, Axio Collagen and Trisynergizer. To be an Onyx seller, you'd only have to sell 2 of those bundles. To be a diamond, 15. So this hopefully will help you understand that it's totally doable to earn these seller titles. And the more products that we are offering somebody, the more benefits they're going to have. So back to this, how our business grows. We talked about customers, and now let's talk about how consultants can multiply your business. And this really gets fun. So the consultant path, there's the share phase, build and grow, and lead. And as you grow through these ranks, you will get the skills that you need to go through this different consultant paths. So some of the terminology, some people get a little bit confused on. So I'm going to just cover some of these terms, and hopefully this will help everybody understand a little bit better. The first one is this personal purchase cap. By no means does this mean you can't purchase more than 150 SV through your own account. We actually encourage you to be a product of the product. You can purchase as much as you want to consume on your consultant account. But what I love about this is they allow us to use up to 150 SV towards our sales volume requirement. So we always want to aim for at least 300, just because that's going to make you commission qualified through all the ranks of the company. So what that means is you can take up to 150 from your own order. So then you need at least 150 coming from personally enrolled customers to be fully commission qualified. Group sales volume, this is going to count all of the volume in your organization, from your own order, from your personally enrolled customers, and from everybody in your organization, all your consultants, and all of their volume as well. So that totals everything up for your group sales volume. Maximum volume rule, some people do get a little bit hung up on this. And basically what this means, let's take Senior Consultant 3, for example. You need 6,000 in all of your volume, in your group sales volume. And the maximum volume rule is 4,000. So let's just say you had one big leg, and then you had a couple little legs over here of volume. You could take up to 4,000 from your largest leg, and you'd need at least 2,000 of volume outside your biggest leg. So that would get you to Senior Consultant 3. And this will make a little bit more sense as we look at some of these examples. So your volume sources, one volume source can be your personal order and your personally enrolled customers. That is considered one volume source. And then every consultant on your front line of your organization is also considered a volume source. And that includes all of their consultants and their customers and everybody on their team. So all of that volume will flow up through your consultant here and then up to you. And each consultant leg is considered a volume source. So in this example, we have 5 consultant legs and your personal order and your customers. So this is actually 6 volume sources right here. And we're just going to walk through how we are qualifying here for managing consultant 1. So we have the personal purchase cap. We've got that personal order of 150 or more. The sales volume requirement is 300. And if we look here, we've got 1,000 in customer sales plus our personal order. So we have that, no problem. Group sales volume, 10,000. Yes, we have the 10,000. We actually have 11,150. And then this maximum volume rule is 6,000. So we look over here at all of our volume sources. And yes, we are well balanced. We don't have any legs that are over 6,000. And even if we did, we still have the 4,000 outside of our largest leg, and we are qualified as an MC1. Here is our level commission sheet. And you can see how as you go in rank here, you actually earn additional levels of commission. So we pay up to 9 levels of commission, which is pretty incredible. So let's take a look at what this Freedom 5 looks like. So here we have our 5 personally enrolled consultants, and we help them get their 300 SB. We also have our 300 SB. So that's the first thing we want to do, is make sure we have 300 SB, and then we help 5 consultants get to 300 SB, and then we are in the Freedom 5. So let's take a look at what happens when we help our 5 consultants also get to the Freedom 5, and they're enrolling 5 consultants, and they all have 300 in volume. And keep in mind, 300 in volume is I mean, it's basically our personal order and maybe a customer or two. Completely doable. But look what happens with this duplication here. We have 5 consultants enrolled by the 5 consultants that we enrolled. They're now in the Freedom 5. We have 9,300 in volume coming through our organization. We're earning right around almost $1,000 a month, and we're knocking on the door of Managing Consultant 1, which is a very pivotal rank in the consultant path. When you reach Managing Consultant 1 and you hold that for 3 months, you will actually qualify to go to Growth Summit. LifeVantage will pay your expenses and bring you out to corporate and pour all kinds of amazing training into you. You get to know the corporate staff better, and then you get to learn all what you need to know to proceed on to the next rank. So let's see what this looks like if we can help another level of consultants get to the Freedom 5. We're still talking about only 300 in sales volume here. So we help our second level get to Freedom 5, and now we have over 46,000 in sales volume going through our organization. This is about duplication, and this is how this multiplies our business. So as a Managing Consultant 3, our average earnings now are over $6,000. And we're also helping these 5 consultants. Now they are knocking on the door of MC1. So the duplication really equals the multiplication of our business. So when we hit these Managing Consultant ranks, when we actually hit Managing Consultant 2, we become eligible to earn what we call a leadership match. And this is going to be a percentage of commission paid on the level bonuses of our personal enrollments of Managing Consultant 1 and higher. And then you can see this actually goes down 7 levels. So if we have other consultants that are enrolling another consultant that earns Managing Consultant 1 or higher, as we grow in this lead phase here, we can actually earn a pretty significant income, these matching bonuses. And what I love about this is it encourages us to really dig deep into our organization and help everybody succeed. So it's a win-win for everybody when we can help other people on our team succeed with their business. The leadership pool, this is when you hit Executive Consultant 1 and higher, you actually earn shares of this leadership pool. And the pool is made from 4% of global monthly CV. And then that is all split up amongst the shares, and then different ranks, EC1 and higher, will earn a different amount of shares. So this can become a pretty huge part of your income as well. So let's take a look. Let's say we go back to these seller titles. Instead of having only 300 in overall or in sales volume, let's bump up our customer volume to 500, which would make us an Onyx seller. Now we're still only looking at 3 levels here. And just keep in mind, remember our compensation plan plays 9 levels. So just keep that in mind. We're only talking about 3 levels right here. And also keep in mind, you're not limited to having 5 consultants on your front line. You can have 100 if you want to. And the duplication and the multiplication is just even going to get bigger. So for these examples, we're sticking to 5, but just know you're not limited to 5 by any means. So when we are looking at, we just increased that customer volume just a little bit, and Onyx is doable for anybody. It's really just sharing with a few friends and family to get to that 500 SV. It's completely doable for anybody that does this business. So when you become an EC1, the average monthly earnings is over $14,000 a month. You can see these level commissions here. They total out to $7,150. But what's making up the difference here is your personal sales bonus, that leadership match, and you're earning a global share now of that leadership share. So what's really cool here is your 5 consultants that you originally enrolled, now they are MC2s and they're earning over $3,400 a month. So you guys, this is a win-win for everybody. When you can help your consultants succeed, then it helps everybody grow and everybody can collaborate together. Now the second level is in the Freedom 5. Everybody's selling only 500 in customer volume. And this is how this duplicates. Let's go one more level here. Let's go to Emerald. It's only 1,000 in sales volume, and that is also completely doable. I know we have a lot of diamonds and double diamonds, triple diamonds within the TBC, and Emerald is something we usually call it go green. That's something that's attainable for everyone. So the other really cool thing about hitting Executive Consultant 2, not only are you earning 3 global shares now, but now you're eligible to earn your very own LifeVantage Jeep, which is pretty awesome. So average earnings over $20,000 a month. Okay, so now let's just add in another 500 in sales volume. We're not even going to go crazy here. We're just going to be 1,500 in customer sales volume for everybody in this example, but let's add one more level of consultants. Let's help that third level of consultants enroll their 5 and their 5 get to this 1,500 in sales volume. Now you have 3 levels of Freedom 5. Now you're a presidential consultant and your average earnings are over $131,000 a month. So pretty powerful. And it just goes to show when you can all collaborate together and duplicate and teach your team how to duplicate, this turns into what we call leverage. This is huge leverage where you have these real healthy organizations, you have a balanced organization, and it's just a win-win for everyone. So what's your call to action here? I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this inspires you to go out and share with other people. So the call to action is really go out and share your vision. You know, your first goal is find 5 other entrepreneurs that will partner with you and help them get to their 300 SV. Help them find their 5 and then just duplicate, and your business will absolutely flourish. The other thing I always want to recommend too is make sure you're hosting local events. Attend all the big corporate events and bring your team to the corporate events. And then with this Freedom 5, have them bring their team to the corporate events. The other thing you really want to do is create community, make it fun. I love hosting local events with my team, and we love to travel together. We all go to the big corporate events, and it's been life-changing. So I hope that this is helpful and inspiring for you, and I wish you all the best in your LifeVantage business. Take care.
Oh, Grania, would you like to share? I know you had some tips on the comp plan.
Look, it was interesting when she said her money went up with Evolve. Mine didn't, but I could see that Julie Wilkes, who's on here, and some customer gatherers, that it was really, and I could see long term for the solidity in our business that it was the right thing. So I absolutely so believe in the Evolve comp plan. I think it's the most phenomenal thing, and I call it the hybrid. I call it like a car with a hybrid. If you want to go all petrol, if you want to go all business, you can. If you just want to go all customer, you can and still earn an incredible amount of money. Or if you want to do both, which is what we all want to do. And I think the Freedom 5, look, I actually was talking to a guy yesterday and he was like, I need to understand the money. What kind of money could it be? So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to tell him, just watch that. Now it goes into silly figures, but it shows how doable it is if you focus first on getting everyone to 300, then you push them to 500, then you bring them to Emerald. She wasn't even talking about getting people to Diamond here. She was only like, if we all went go for green, and that was our mantra, that everybody was a green, and we taught everyone to have a solid green business and taught their people, my word, then you're talking a really consistent business. So yeah, I love that. I'm getting them slides and I'm watching that one again. That girl's a numbers girl.
Go green. That's go Emerald, go green. And that was something that Brandon has been teaching us as well. Yeah, everyone can do that. All right, let's move on.
Sandy laid it down, folks. Did she not? Listen, she broke down the 5x5 in ways that I had never seen. And I've been a part of LifeVantage for over 14 years myself. So listen, just had my anniversary, and now I know the ins and outs of how to maximize that compensation plan, to maximize the plan. But you know how we do that? Man, we're going to help a whole lot of people with their health, a whole lot of people with their own wellness. We're going to move some families forward if we take that follow-up that Tori shared, we apply it, and when we do, that income stream can definitely look a little different. So, Sandy, thank you so much for that insight. Now, moving forward, guess what? We do know that there's certain folks that maybe have a better business sense than others, and who other than business owners. So here's what we're going to do. Shayla De Leon out of Puerto Rico, so we are global, out of Puerto Rico, is going to give you her ins and outs of how to prospect, how to attract business owners to this opportunity to be able to grow our income as well as grow our LifeVantage family. So, Shayla, all you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shayla De Leon from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. I've been part of LifeVantage for the past 30 years. And let me tell you, one of the activities that has helped me launch, grow, and relaunch my business is prospecting business owners. Now, I know that when we start our LifeVantage business, we reach out to our friends, to our family, but pretty soon that list is done. So then what? That's when we move into what we call the cold market. That's people we don't know. It could be the restaurant owner where you eat with your family. It could be the beauty salon owner who does your hair, or the person who runs your favorite boutique down the street. These are incredible people to talk to because business owners have vision. They're not afraid to talk to others. They understand what it means to take risk, to invest, and to lead. And here's the best part, they know other business owners just like them. So today, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and enroll up. We're going to go out and connect with people who already think big, people who see the opportunity. And today, I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. Are you ready? Let's go. The first thing we need is to identify the tools that you're going to need to start prospecting business owners. The first thing you need is an agenda or a weekly planner. It could be digital, it could be your phone, it could be paper, whatever works for you. Remember, most business owners won't be available for a full conversation during your first visit or your first call. You'll likely need to schedule a follow-up meeting, and you must be ready to offer specific time and dates. You also need a basic presentation. I recommend you start with a push play presentation like Living Activated. The before and after pictures will definitely attract their attention. You should always have a simple, clear presentation ready to share. It can be digital format, maybe an iPad, but in my experience, a paper format in a portfolio works best. Let me show you briefly mine. I have basic information about the product because I'll use the Living Activated, but I have my evolved compensation plan. I want to show them the money. I want to show them the opportunity for business and also like the product list of prices for customers and consultants. And so I just want them to see the options, available for the packs. So they have a very nice, detailed, visual way to see the options available. So whatever works for you, but to me, that has been the best option. Also, products. When I say products, I'm referring to samples. Samples that it could taste, feel, touch, smell. For example, I always carry samples of a Vitality Stack or a Cruise Energizer that could see the product. Also, Axio, of course, we always sample with Axio, and also collagen bottles. When I go, for example, to beauty salons and there's like all the employees are there listening to information, I have these little cups and I just, samples with one bottle, maybe 3 or 4 persons. So, this is the perfect way for them to see that our products taste good, they smell good, and of course, with respect to Axio, they will see the benefits right away. Also, we need to take into consideration some points before we visit business prospect. First thing we need to take into consideration, date and time to prospect. We need to plan the right day and time. You cannot just go whenever you want to. Timing is everything when you're working with business owners. For example, if you're visiting or calling a beauty salon, avoid Fridays and Saturdays because that's their busiest days. And for example, Mondays, most of them are closed. That means Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday mornings are typically the best moment to reach out to these decision makers without interrupting their workflow. Number 2, prepare your schedule in advance. Before calling or visiting businesses, your weekly planner should already include the days and time blocks you're available to follow presentations or meetings. Offer specific time slots. For example, I always ask them, is mornings better for you or afternoons? I have available, if it's mornings, I have available Tuesday and Wednesday. In the afternoon, Mondays and Thursdays. So I know what days I'm available. When they tell me what works best for them, I already have the days and the time slots that I could provide as options. Also, we need to ask for the right person. Always ask for the owner, manager, or the person in charge. The owner is your ideal contact. If they get involved, if they enroll as a consultant, most likely they'll share the opportunity with the staff or management. Number 4, show confidence, posture when you speak before about our opportunity. Remember, you are representing something that can have a major impact on both the personal and financial health of the person you're speaking to. And always remember, you know more about nutrigenomics and activation than what they do. So make sure your posture reflects the value of what you're offering. And last but not least, dress appropriately. This doesn't mean you have to wear a suit and tie, but also not jeans and sneakers. Business casual will be your best option. Be well groomed. Hair should be styled. Ladies, just don't just wash your face and go. Put in some effort, including a little bit of makeup if it fits your style. Your appearance should support the message, not distract it from it. Remember, people will evaluate you first before they evaluate the opportunity you're representing. So if you want them to see you as a business opportunity, to see you as something serious that could lead them to better finance for their business, they need to see you as someone serious, and you must reflect in your voice, in your being sure, your posture, your attire, and how organized you are, okay? Now that we have covered all the housekeeping, are you ready to start inviting? What exactly can you say? Well, let's take a look at a script that you could use. For example, you could say something like, "Hi, am I speaking with the owner of Cunningham's Hair Salon? This is Sheila De Leon speaking. I work with a group of entrepreneurs who help business owners expand their income without additional expense or inventory. We understand that costs keep rising, and we want to share an alternative that has helped other business owners, including beauty salons. We're helping beauty salons create extra income without affecting their current operations. I would love to schedule a short meeting around 15 minutes if that's all you have to show you how it works. It can be in person. I'm happy to visit your business, or it could be via call. What works best for you, mornings or afternoons? That's it. Keep it simple when inviting. Don't overcomplicate it. And also, never, 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 never mention LifeVantage, Protandem, our product's name, never upfront. Why? Because I don't want them going to the internet and forming opinions based on incomplete or inaccurate information. I want to be the source of information. I don't want it to be Google or ChatGPT. But most likely we're going to have objections, okay? There's several, but this is, for example, this is one of them. The most common is, what exactly is this about? They're curious to know what you want to present to them. And something you could say is this: that's a great question, but I prefer to explain it to you in person. It's a new concept that's much easier to understand with a few quick examples. It would only take about 15 minutes, and then you can decide if it's a good fit for you and your business. No pressure either way. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to join anything. Just hear me out. I just really want for you to evaluate the project and let me know what you think about it. Would Monday or Wednesday work better for you? Once again, you give them 2 options, morning, afternoon, 2 dates, okay? And then based on those dates, you write that on your agenda, you confirm in writing, you confirm to them, like as we spoke, Mr. Brandon Cunningham, the owner of Cunningham's Beauty Salon, we're gonna be meeting next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Looking forward to our conversation. See you there. So very simple. That's all you do. Okay. So to help you with all this information, and it's been a lot of information, and 10 minutes is not enough. This is a 1-hour training actually. So it's hard to say it in 10 minutes, but I've created for you a guide with scripts with 8 possible objections and how to handle them, and general tips, including how to create the perfect notes for good follow-up. And follow-up notes are very important, okay? So the guide will show you what information you need to capture for your follow-up. Okay? Okay, to wrap, here's what I want you to remember. At the beginning, it will feel very uncomfortable. You're gonna have lots of butterflies in your stomach. You're gonna feel like, oh my God, it's so nervous. But that's perfectly normal. I still get butterflies. It's okay. Trying something new is often uncomfortable, sometimes even scary, but it's always worth it. Fear disappears in the midst of action, and a better version of yourself is waiting on the other side. So feel the fear and do it anyway. Step forward with courage and enjoy the success that follows. Thank you very much for this time. See you next time. That's it. It's a wrap. Adios.
Yet another slam dunk. Shayla, thank you so much. Listen, I learned so much between you and Sandy, putting those two pieces together, the comp plan along with our business owner attraction. Okay, so here's what I'm gathering. Customers add value, consultants multiply value to our business. So if we're looking for consultants, business owners are a great place to start. So look, here's what I heard from you, Shayla. I took my notes too. Be prepared, be organized. I'm looking down because I wrote it down. So having the posture to walk in and have everything prepared right here. Show and tell is the best way to do that, right? Knowing the message, being consistent. And oh my goodness, Shayla, you dropped a guide for us. Y'all know where to find that. You got to look in the TBC. You got to look in our boards. We've got it for you. So last but not least, the final piece to our puzzle when it comes to what we are and who we are at LifeVantage is our product education. Who better than our very own Dr. Terry, master herbalist? Oh my goodness. She's going to break down our Healthy Glow Stack. All right, Dr. Terry, I'm all ears.
Hi, everybody. My name is Terry Tomlinson. I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor and master herbalist. And I'm excited to be able to share with you the Healthy Glow Essential Stack. It's made up of two of my favorite products, Protandim NRF2 and the True Science Liquid Collagen. So I wanted to kind of walk it back a little bit as to this whole thing about antioxidants and activation. I got interested in antioxidants in about 1981 when my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer. And by 2004, I mean, things were in full swing and it locked me down on antioxidants because this article with Time Magazine, The Secret Killer, the surprising link between inflammation, heart attacks, cancer, Alzheimer, and really chronic degenerative diseases. And so I was way into actually at the time a book called The Vitamin Bible and learned all about vitamin C and it helped my mom a bit. But by 2005, apparently John Kionis approached LifeVantage wanting to do a live blood test on national TV. He was doing investigative reporting for ABC Primetime. And, you know, they're never looking for anything good. But amazingly, within 2 weeks, he had reduced his oxidative stress by 45%. So that created a whole barrage of people studying this product. Then by 2010, Time Magazine again came out with a new term in the health space, biohacking, and it means to crack the code. And it was all about DNA and the cell signaling and, you know, what keeps the body back in balance. I didn't hear about any of this stuff, even though I was studying it till 2015, and I couldn't believe it. And I'm passionate now about sharing this information with other people. So Protandim NRF2 Synergizer is about being able to activate your body to produce 1 million antioxidants every second of the day. It's made up of 5 herbs that you're all familiar with: turmeric, green tea, milk thistle, ashwagandha, bukapa. But it's not necessarily about those ingredients, but the synergy they create to communicate with the cells. It took me time to get that one figured out. But this little graph shows that they did studies on each of them individually and they do good things. But when they were combined and activated, look at the column with just a one little yellow tablet. I mean, holy cow, the practical tip is going to be that your own antioxidants are more than 1,000,000 times more powerful than any supplement you could take. So for me as a master herbalist, that was huge. But look at this chart. If you wanted to create the same sort of antioxidants body, you'd have to eat 400 oranges or 110 cups of blueberries or maybe 120 capsules of vitamin C. So there are over 30 independently peer-reviewed and studied published studies on PubMed.gov and 9 patents. And you can go in and take a look at them. I mean, literally places you've heard of: American Heart Association, Harvard, National Institute on Aging, Virginia Commonwealth. I mean, the list goes on for days. And the product has been BSCG certified, meaning it's safe for athletes. Of course, you got to check with your organization. So going on to the collagen, why collagen? Because it's a structural protein that makes up 25 to 35% all the proteins in your body. And what I love about LifeVantage is they don't just stop with putting some collagen in as the other products do. That's usually type 1, type 2, those powders they're stirring in your coffee that may or may not even be absorbable in the body. What we have in LifeVantage is a hydrolyzed fish collagen peptide, and it's delivering 10 strands of collagen to the body. See, the body has 28 strands of collagen, and LifeVantage is delivering 10 of those strands to the body, but not just putting it in like most products. We also have berry and citrus fruit extracts that help maintain the collagen you have, because after the age of 30, we're losing about 2% collagen every year. But here's the big deal. The ruby red quinoa extract in this product activates the body to produce its own collagen. That is such a huge deal. Now, what's not in the product? Well, there's no added sugars. There's no artificial sweeteners. It's non-GMO. There's no dairy, gluten, or soy. So here's some signs you could be paying attention. If you're starting to get wrinkles, you can go to the bank. It's a direct result of a lack of collagen or collagen loss, because your skin is 70 to 80% collagen. Gastrointestinal issues, because collagen is an essential in building and maintaining healthy connective tissue in the digestive tract. So we're hearing more and more about leaky gut. We're hearing about irritable bowel syndrome, etc. It's a lack of collagen. Now, what about thinning and hair loss? It's because collagen is present in the hair follicle, delivering essential nutrients to the hair. Slow muscle recovery. Not just that, but it could also result in losing muscle mass in the body. And finally, joint aches and pains. Well, that's because the cartilage in your joints need collagen to rebuild and repair. Also, it aids in the flexibility, cushions your joints. You just need collagen in the body. But remember, this particular collagen activates, it replenishes, and it maintains the loss of collagen. It's mind-blowing. I love the little amber glass bottles, because I know that liquid can be ineffective if you can keep it, in the dark, out of light, and so forth. Plus, it's only 1.7 ounces and tastes delicious. And what are the results? I mean, documentation beats conversation. These are people I actually know. I mean, take this woman. You can see the crow's feet around her eyes, but with 30 days of activation, look at the plumpness, softening that look. Here with this chest, you see the deep lines starting. Now look at she just has the glow. Over here with this gentleman, the puffy eyes, the lines across the forehead, dropping down along the nose. And then 30 days later, you can see the glow on this gentleman, the puffiness and smoothness to his skin. Again, another chest showing the lines and then showing that smoothness again. These hands are lovely. Again, smoothing out, but the legs take it all. I mean, this woman is screaming her lungs out after these pictures. And guys, when you take the product, absolutely take your own pictures. You don't have to share them with anybody. It helps you to see the improvement. And so think about this. If people are seeing this already on the outside of the body, can you imagine what's going on the inside of the body? And so these are some of the things you can expect with this essential glow stack. 2 to 5 time increase in the barrier on the skin. Why? Because skin is 70 to 80% collagen. 27 times increase, and combine it with the 202% catalase, and this is superoxide dismutase. The two of them are what has the body activated to produce antioxidants, and combining it magnifies it. Type 1 collagen is increased by 43%, elasticity 8% increase. That roughness out of the skin is a 10% increase. And look at the crow's feet, 22% increase. I love this chart over here because we check every box. You can look in this column. We're the only product activating the body to produce more collagen. We're also the only product that's maintaining the collagen we already have. Everybody else is managing to put some collagen in the body. And then I love over here the strength of our product, but especially I'm all in on the 10 strands of collagen because again, we have 28 strands typically in the human body. And I looked down here, everybody had like one type, but these were question marks. So I went in and checked it. The first one has 3 different types, not compared to 10. The second one is one type. The third one down here, I couldn't find an answer on, but 2 of the products, the companies are already out of business. So finally, a little background info on the results and what needs to be happening in the body, because this is a powerhouse in helping that body get back to balance, because there are a lot of different switches in the human body, but 2 in particular have profound effects on the way your cells work. That is the NRF2 pathway and the NF kappa B. The NF kappa B, guess what, is the inflammatory response. That's why it's critical to make sure that the body is calm and the body is balanced and you don't have any irritants or things coming into the body that's going to create an inflammatory response. Because when you look at this study and go to the bottom, you're going to see that when you see chronic inflammatory conditions in the body, it's because that NF kappa B is stuck in the on position. Like you are just producing a lot of anti-inflammatory situations, and you want that to stop. But the benefits of Protandim, NRF2, and collagen go way beyond great skin. Literally, look at this: bone strength, muscle recovery, joint support, gut health, eye health. Your eyes are 90% collagen, liver detox, weight loss, cardio flexibility, sleep quality, mood support, brain and bladder health, cognitive health, sexual health, nail health, hair growth. And that's because LifeVantage is the activation company. So with that, I just want to thank everybody for joining me on this short video of information. I hope it's helpful for you. I'm going to stop my share and say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching.
All right. Once again, my brain is just shh. Why? Because Dr. Terry knows her stuff. We're taking it to making it. We are the activation company, and we have the single best products everywhere, from our NRF2 to now our liquid collagen, that combination. Dr. Terry, you threw it down so well. There's nothing more for me to say. Thank you so much for your education and coaching us up. As a matter of fact, thank you for coaching us up. So look, we've got one more nugget. You don't want to know what that nugget is? That nugget is this piece of training on the mindset. yours truly is going to give you a bit of mindset training. Are you ready? Are you locked in for it? All right, we're getting ready to go. So let's do it. All right, so here we go. Mindset. You know, the most important part of this business, we've talked about it explicitly as a leadership team and with our own teams. You know, times get tough sometimes, don't they? And when they do, we need to be able to push through. And the only way, in my opinion, as well as a lot of other leaders in this industry, is to understand what your why is. What your why is, how it can drive you to move past some things. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open up my screen. I'm going to share it right now and share with you this conversation. See, your why should make you move. We want to move families forward. We need to move ourselves forward. And how we do that is we got to reignite our purpose, especially when things get tough. When things get tough, what we need to do is we need to move forward. And the only way to do that is to do this. So first of all, go back to the very first beginning. When did you say yes? When did you say yes? How did you feel? Your why shouldn't just make you cry. It's got to make you move forward. It has to be there when motivation fades, when all the things are pulling you back and holding you back and holding you back. It's what keeps you in motion and moving forward. See, you got to dig deep. We all have to dig deep. We have to reconnect to the initial moment when you said yes. I remember it like yesterday when I chose to say yes, because when you keep that close to your heart, it's going to strengthen your business, it's going to strengthen your emotions, and it's going to move you forward. That's the real reason that you said yes. It's the real reason why we need to hold that close to us. So the why needs to start there. Because when motivation fades, your why gets lost in the process. I want you to think about anything that you've ever tried to do, and it's a goal put forth. And when that happens, distractions come up, doubt, delay, we procrastinate. All those things show up. But you know what? How we respond to those things is what will either break us, make us. It's going to make us move forward. So I want you to think about that. You can either allow it to hold us back, or that deep sense of why is going to pull you through. When the feelings aren't there, when you're just like, ugh. You know, there was a video that I saw from Michael Phelps. He won 23 gold medals. And you know what he says? He said that he had to have such a deep why, such a deep sense of what his goals were, that even when he didn't want to get out of bed, he still did. An Olympic gold medal winner of 23. Sometimes he didn't want to go to practice, but that deep motivation wasn't motivation, he said. It was the why. It was his sense of what he wanted to accomplish. So I just had to throw that out there. I think about what motivation is. So look, the deep power of a why, the power of your deep why is this. It's the real why. Look, it's not about what you want. It's not about things, but it should be about who you want to become. It should be about who you're doing it for. See, things are great, but they also fade. I can buy a boat, but I might have to replace it in 5 years. But who I am, what I want to truly become, the people that I'm doing this for, see, it turns your business from something you might just try out or try things. It's something that you live for. It's who you are. When somebody asks me what you do for a living, it's super hard to say because my why is so much deeper. It's who I am. It's who I am. So I want you to think about that power of a deep why, and we're going to do a little exercise. But first, I want you to think about this. You yourself, take a minute, take a pause, come up with some examples that can move you forward. See, for some folks, it might be that they want to be home when their kids are walking home from school, that they want to be present. It could be that they want to break that cycle of paycheck to paycheck living. I'm going to tell you what, last week, the gratefulness that I have for my Life Vantage paycheck is a part of that, okay? Look, I want to live the legacy I've dreamt of. Maybe someone that is their significant why. Or for me, man, I want to be present with my family more. So I can be that person. I can be that girl. I kind of am, just so you know. And it's all because of the why. But that has to drive us no matter what's going on in our lives. The why, but the what will push the why, okay? I hope you're taking notes. I'm on a roll here. Look, I want you to think about when you don't feel like it, stuff happens, right? Sometimes we don't feel like it. I don't want to work my business today. You know what? That's okay. There'll be moments when life hits. I call it seasons. Find your season. Find your rhythm within it. See, discipline kicks in when the motivation runs out. And when that happens, you've got to ask yourself, if I give up today, who or what am I saying no to? Who or what am I leaving down in the dust? Like maybe it's on me. Maybe I'm leaving myself behind, let alone my family and others. Am I moving them forward or am I keeping them behind? Like that is the question. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions today, and I hope I've got you thinking, and I hope you're pulling some layers back, because this business is a business of personal growth. It's a business of discipline. It's a discipline. So discipline kicks in when motivation runs out. We're going to do a little exercise in a few minutes, and I'm just giving you a lot to think about, all right? See, your why should be your non-negotiable. Like, I'm going to act from purpose, not from emotion. And listen, I know a lot of folks who have shared, that why has to make you cry. It's got to be deep. And you're right. But do you agree that sometimes emotion causes us to freeze, to simply freeze and not act? I know a lot of folks who cry and can't pull themselves out of a hole. I'm being super honest with you and super vulnerable. Here's what I know. When I lost my dad, the last thing I did was sit still. Did I mourn him? Did I grieve him? I was 25 years old. I was with him when he passed, with my mom, who had been married to him for 38 years. And I'm going to tell you, it was a hard moment in a 25-year-old life. Okay. But what I did from that moment was I had to act. I couldn't be stuck in the emotion too long, or I'd stay there. So I want you to think about acting from purpose, whether it's a death in the family or it's a challenging moment or you lost a job or 5 kids at home. Acting from purpose, not emotion, driving you. See, when your why is clear, you don't need the motivation. What you need is reminders. We need reminders to set us free. We need reminders to let us know it's time to do the next thing. See, every action becomes what we call a reflection of what matters most. That's when the why becomes non-negotiable. That's the beauty of this. So here's the exercise. I keep talking about it. I'm alluding to it. So here we go. I want you to take a moment, take a piece of paper out. Let's go. You're going to write down your surface level why. And I say surface level, just what you originally thought is your why. Just write it down. All right. Take the moment to do that. And then once you do, here are the questions that you're going to ask yourself. You could pause this recording and do it now if you'd like. Okay. But look, you're going to ask yourself these questions. Why is it important? What will that thing give me? Whatever that why is, what will it give me? Who will it impact? If I do that, who? And then lastly, what happens if I don't change? And then ask yourself those questions again and again until you hit the reason that moves you, not just emotionally with tears, but physically and spiritually, that's going to move you forward. It's the one that will drive you action. That is your why. Revise it, keep revising it until you pull all the layers back and you're at the root of the onion. Hey, Life Vantage is about the root cause. So is the why. We got to get to the root. Okay, when we do that, that's when magic happens. That's when you can write it, you can speak it, and you can see it daily. You're going to anchor it. So look, pull out your phone, put it on your wallpaper, put a sticky note on your mirror, make it your morning mantra. See, your why is your anchor, that when distractions try to pull you off course, you are solid and you are in it to win it. So I hope this helped you in your process. I hope this gave you kind of the clear vision of what we're talking about. But here's what we're going to do. In order to close this up and to wrap it up in a neat little bow, I want you to reconnect to your why. Do that exercise. Not the one that you usually tell people, I want to be home so I can be the dad. Okay, why? I want to be able to take my mom to Ireland, which has been on my list. But why? What's the one that lights the fire to want to do the thing? See, your why shouldn't just make you cry. It's got to make us move. Take the action. That's what this entire time frame with you spent today has been about, right? Taking bold action to increase our income in order to do the things that we want to do as a person. So I want you to think about this week's action. I'm going to leave you with a little tip. I want you to post your why in your team chat, accountability group. Heck, share it with your upline, put it in the TBC, send it out, dive into what is your why so that we can hold each other accountable. I want to thank you for this mindset training. I hope that you have loved this conversation. And as I close out this piece on the why, I'd love to close out this whole piece. So listen, I'm going to say thank you, Tori, Sandy, Shayla. Oh my goodness, Dr. Terry. We have a wealth of incredible.
Alrighty, guys, I'm going to stop it there. I hope you got some massive value out of that today. It has been streamed live into our Collab YouTube. And if anyone wants a recording, please just ask a leader. But have an awesome Saturday, guys.